Hi, I had a great experience with a patient of mine a few years ago. He worked for the PGA, he did some marketing for them, and took advantage of his relationship with that organization and golfed quite a bit. We'll call him Steve, just for the sake of privacy. But Steve came to me after going to an orthopedic surgeon because he had unrelenting left shoulder pain. His biggest complaint, besides not being able to reach or golf, was that he couldn't reach across his body to wash underneath his arm or apply some deodorant. He had the worst sharp pain when he would do that. And so going through that golf swing was, of course, a lot of trouble for him. And so it was really fun because 6 weeks later, without doing anything to his shoulder, we literally left his shoulder alone right here. He was swinging a stick with a 5-pound weight strapped to it through that golf swing and had no pain. He was able to put it on deodorant. He was able to reach overhead behind his back. His surgeon had told him he was going to need surgery, but Steve had declined, wanting to do something more conservative first, and was so glad that he did. He had a labral tear, which is a tear of cartilage in the shoulder, and partial rotator cuff tear as well. And so here, despite the tears that he had, he got great results with just conservative physical therapy. What did we do? We applied the principles of movement correction, where we looked at all the different hinges or joints involved in the motion of a golf swing. And so from the rotation that the spine needs to go through, where your trunk needs to rotate both directions, your neck needs to be able to hold still through that rotation and then come out of the swing, where his forearm and wrist need to be able to move, all these different areas, his collarbone. He had quite a few restrictions of the shoulder blade, the upper back, the neck, and his forearm that made it so that he was putting a lot more stress on his shoulder. And so as we worked those areas loose and left his shoulder alone and then began helping him to strengthen, he was able to return to golf and all of his activities pain-free. I had the pleasure of working with him a couple years later for a different problem, something with his knee, and was pleased to hear that though he wasn't so good about doing his exercises, with a couple of exceptions, he still had no shoulder pain. And so a good long-term follow-up there with just conservative physical therapy and even just fair to poor home exercise performance. Steve had a great outcome for his shoulder. I'm Benjamin Hill with Mission Physical Therapy.